Recently, I came across an online sale, which was an Xbox 360 console, but not a regular one. It was a so-called demo kit, which is used on some kind of gaming expo before in a kiosk like this one. This special version of the 360 were mainly used to demonstrate early versions of games to the public or for debugging purposes. Some small development studios had these consoles too, or other versions of it like this one. However, my main reason, besides I'm happy to own one of these units, is to discover what is on the hard drive. Is there anything interesting or unique? I must find out for preservation reasons. It took a while to arrive, but it was according to the description. It also came with an original wired 360 controller. Fortunately or unfortunately, before the seller listed the item for sale, it had a Tony Hawk themed console sticker on it, but because he removed the sticker, I can't examine if it was some kind of official sticker or something, which is a shame. As we can see, this is not the earliest version of the 360 because it has an HDMI port. And there's the demo kit sticker, which indicates it's a debugging station of some kind. To safely check what's on the HDD, we will open up this bracket, taking out the HDD itself and hook it up to a computer to check its contents. Because this is an XDK system, it can only run developer-signed codes, and it cannot run retail games. Developers sometimes use writable DVD-Rs to check their games, or some of the early preview discs are also made like this to only run on these systems. And of course, developers can also run their code directly from a hard drive like this. Opening it up is a pretty easy task, as you can see. Unfortunately, there's no way to check if this was the originally used hard drive, or is it swapped in some time for another one or a bigger one. After removing the 4 screws, we can look at the inside. Disconnecting the cable, we just slide out the HDD and we can check it out finally. And it's a Fujitsu branded HDD. I don't know if this is common or not, but we will check the contents and see what we can find. For better compatibility, and because I can, I used an old Windows 7 laptop for this. For file recovery, I used a software called HDD Raw Copy Tool. It takes a few hours to complete the process because it makes several dumps from the HDD. Most folders didn't have the usable files, but fortunately one of them has many. And there's some interesting game folders. If we check it here, like a Tony Hawk cheat build, Sacred 2, and one which caught my eye is a folder named Final Fantasy 13 2P Quality Review. The first thing come to my mind is that could this be a preview version of the game? Well, we had to find out for sure. The game had a bunch of executable files, and one of them seems to be named purposefully wrong. When I first tried the correctly named executables, the game won't launch at all. However, renaming the incorrect one probably make the game work. So let's check it out. So I restored all the data to the HDD and started the console. It brings out the XNA menu, scanning the files, and we're going to search for the Final Fantasy XIII game. As we can see, the other executables just won't launch, but the renamed one will probably work. Let's see. At first glance, there doesn't seem to be any difference from the retail release. Then I realized that I didn't have the time to play through the game to find differences, so I had to use a less time-consuming method to check what version of the game is this. So I will quit the game, like this, which shows a retail style menu, and I will power up the console shortly. So firstly, I do a quick check when Final Fantasy XIII-2 were released. And according to Wikipedia, the very first date was December 15, 2011. As seen by here. So after that, my first thing was to check the executable files date when it's made, and it's February 15th, 2012. And the other regions' release dates are also predates this so-called quality review version. For further proof, I also checked all the file sizes and they match exactly with the retail release. So it seems like this is just a modified version of the retail release to be able to run on this system. But I have never seen a cheat build of this Tony Hawk game, which unfortunately I haven't been able to launch for some unknown reason. But I will upload it if anyone interested. Thank you for watching.